Hi everyone, welcome back to the Torok channel. So today we're comparing this LTD EC-256 with both the Harley Benton SC550 Plus and the Harley Benton SC Custom Plus. I will start this video with a disclaimer. You have to know that I don't have the SC Custom Plus anymore. I have had it, I have made a review video about it, and I have made a comparison video with this one too. So what allows me, I would say, to make this comparison with the guitars that I don't have anymore is that the sound of the Custom Plus and of the 550 Plus are pretty much the exact same. I mean, when I have made this comparison, and you can find a link up there was barely a tiny little difference that only I could hear, but on my YouTube video it was impossible to hear the difference of tone between this one and the Custom Plus. So it does concern the two guitars that I have had. Maybe if you have two other guitars, another SC550 Plus and another SC Custom Plus, you will have totally different sounds. It already it's always possible, but what I mean is that if I had still the SC Custom Plus and I made the comparison with this one, the sound would be the same then with the SC550 Plus that I have kept. Okay, and now with that in mind, let's go listen to the comparison in the mix between these two. So that was the comparison in the mix between the LTD EC-256 and the Harley Benton SC550+, but keep in mind that this comparison is also worse if you consider the Harley Benton SC Custom Plus that I have reviewed and demoed on the channel, because the sound of the 550 Plus and on the Custom Plus was pretty much identical, and I mean on YouTube you couldn't hear the difference. So if I had played the Custom Plus instead of this one, the result would be the same. We're gonna start this with talking about the aesthetics. And I'm going to start this comparison with the SC Custom Plus. It's going to be easier and it's going to be faster, because the Custom Plus is directly inspired by the ESP Eclipse and the LTD EC series. So the shape of the body is the exact same, as you can see. The differences come from the fretboard inlays. You have some waves here and you have something more square, more like this on the SC Custom Plus. It also comes from the headstock. The shape of the headstock on the LTD is like this, and on the SC Custom Plus it's like this, so you can see the both together to compare the two. And it also comes from the access to the upper frets. On the LTD you have a neck heel, not super massive, but you've got a neck heel. And on the Harley Benton SC Custom Plus, you don't have that neck heel, you have something like an easy access, and it kind of works because the access to the 22nd fret is easier on the Custom than on the LTD, but I will come back to it when we talk about the playability. Now let's compare the LTD with the SC550 Plus. So this time, as you can see, the shape of the body is different. This one is directly inspired by Gibson and Epiphone, so not the same shape as far as the horn is concerned, not the same thickness. I think you can see that clearly. This one is way thicker. And the access to the 22nd fret is going to be different too, because again, you have something like an easy access cut that you don't have on the LTD. And another difference is that the LTD has got a belly cut than the SC550 Plus doesn't have. Of course, the headstock are different, and the fret inlays are different too. Okay, so that's for the aesthetics. Now we're going to talk about the spec sheet, which are also different between this one and both the Custom and the 550 Plus from Harley Benton. I will only talk about this one because eventually the hardware on this one and on the SC Custom Plus are identical, except for the pots. This one has got 4 pots. The Custom Plus has got 3 pots, like the LTD. But for the rest, no difference. Okay, so the Harley Bentons come with locking tuners from the brand WSC. Pretty good locking tuners, very efficient. So very interesting. When the LTD come with stock LTD tuners, not locking, not bad at all, pretty good, but the advantage goes to the Harley Bentons, because when you have locking tuners and you change your strings, it doesn't take a long time for the tuning to stabilize. On this one, when it comes to be stable, it stays stable. I mean, the guitar stays in tune very nicely, but it takes 2 or 3 days before the tuning stabilizes. When on this one, you play it, and at the end of the first day after changing the strings, your tuning is stable. The nut is also a point of comparison. I have no spec sheet about this one, but from what I see, it's plastic, you know. This one is not a Graphtec, but it's graphite, so a tiny bit better. The cut on the nut is a tiny bit better on the LTD, as I said on the review of the SC550 Plus. The nut here, well, you can touch it when you come back there, because it's a bit too large. On this one, no problem. The frets are also a point of difference, and again the advantage goes for the LTD because it has extra jumbo frets. I don't know if it can be seen under the eyes of the camera, but yeah, the frets are a bit thicker and so more comfortable to play. I do prefer them. The work on the frets, is maybe a tiny bit better on the Benton. Not bad on this one, but the job, as far as the polish goes, is not perfect on every fret. I don't know why, but okay. On this one, the polish is a bit better, so an advantage for the Harley Benton. As far as the hardware goes, the bridge and tailpiece, here you have bridge and tailpiece from the brand WSC. Here you've got bridge and tailpiece from the brand ESP LTD. In terms of quality, I can see no difference. Both are good. It's stable, it doesn't move, it's okay. The toggle three ways on both sides. Major difference now is about the pickups. The Harley Bentons come with either ESP-555 for this one or ESP Hot 70 for the Custom Plus. Very good active pickups, very close in terms of feeling from what you could get on some good passive pickups, but they cannot be splitted. On this one you have passive pickups from the brand LTD, the LH150. These pickups are very good too, as you have heard on the demo. Okay, so that was for the differences of hardware. Okay, now we're gonna listen to these guitars alone. But just before we go there, I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel if it's not already done. Leave thumbs up under my videos and under all other videos I have made, if you love them of course. Leave comment under the comment section if you have something to say. And if you order anything from my partner Toman, maybe this guitar, this one, the Custom Plus, or anything, please use my partner link that's going to be in the description down below. That's going to help me a lot, make more content on this channel. And one thing I never talk about, but I'm gonna do it. When you click my link, you've got Toman's page in French, because basically I'm French, but you just have to change the language, and it's still worth it, it still works, and if you want to help me change the language, and that's not a problem. Okay, so thanks in advance for your help, and now let's go listen to these guitars alone. Now we're going to talk about the playability, which is a more complicated chapter than it looks like. Those guitars, and I will include, of course, the Harley Benton SC Custom Plus, are more different than what you think. Okay, first, the shape of the neck. Here you have a C-shaped neck. Here you have a U-shaped neck. The neck on the LTD is a tiny bit thinner, and I would say that it pushes the position of your hand to be a bit different. It pushes you to put your hinge right here, okay? So maybe for playing lead, you will feel more comfortable on this one than on the Harley Benton with its C shape. Since the neck is a tiny bit thinner, not a big thing, but you can feel it when you compare the two. Maybe some will prefer this one to the Harley Benton, even though the Benton is still very comfortable. Now, I mean, the biggest difference will come from the neck heel that you've got here. So when I play, my hinge comes here, all right? So my finger here is on the 17th fret. So if I want to go to the 22nd, I'm a bit far away. It's still accessible, but you have to glide your hinge on the neck, and so it's less comfortable than on both the Harley Benton SC550 Plus and SC Custom Plus. On this one specifically, you have that easy neck access. So when I put my hand like this, my finger comes here between something like on the 20th fret. Okay, so if I want to go to the 22nd, I'm closer, and I can go up to the lowest string on the 22nd fret very easily, when on this one it's complicated. Now, as far as the shape of the neck goes, because of the C shape, your hinge doesn't tend to be here, but something like that. So, when it comes to play chords, open chords or power chords, maybe this one is a bit easier to play, a bit more comfortable. It's a matter of taste, of course. It's everybody's choice. But I think that maybe this one is more comfortable for playing chords. And even though the access to the 22nd fret is better, I have felt easier playing leads on the LTD than on this one. So, yeah, different profiles of neck. So it really depends upon what you prefer, upon the shape of your hands, upon so many things. I mean, but none of these two guitars is a bad player, and that's important. They are two very good players. I would give another advantage in terms of comfort to this one because of its slimness and because of the belly cut. I think it's more comfortable. Both guitars are very well balanced. I mean, they don't have neck dives, they don't have a body dive either. But maybe this one, because of my belly and because of the belly cut, is a tiny bit more comfortable than this one, even though, of course, this one remains a very nice player too. And in terms of weight, and that's something you have to compare with your own guitars, this one is 3.8 kilograms, this one is 3.3 kilograms, so a bit lighter. If you play standing, a bit more comfortable. When you play sitting, I mean, you don't feel it. You don't feel the difference of weight between the two because they're very stable, because they're very well balanced. Okay, so that's what I had to say about these two guitars. Now let's talk about the price point, which is very important too. The SC Custom Plus is 419 euros here in France. This one in this color is 429 euros. You have to know that the price of the EC-256 from LTD depends upon the color you're going to choose. The cheapest one is 399, it's the yellow lemon color, something like that. And I think the most expensive is 454 and 459, something like that. But okay, the price can be compared. I would give a little advantage because of the hardware to the Harley Benton, but really it's worth hesitating between the two because different neck shape, different tone, darker on this one, brighter with the EMG pickups. Good sound anyway, but you might prefer the sound of the EMG and you might prefer the sound of this one. The pickups can be splitted, so maybe it's a functionality that you will regret you don't have on the Harley Bentons. The price point is pretty much identical. On this one, the price is lower, 359 euros only. Of course, the color is completely different, and the spirit of these two guitars is pretty different, I must say. This one is something of more traditional, more conservative, more less polished style, when this one has got its style of its own. I mean, it's a reference in single cuts for people who don't want a Gibson or an Epiphone. It's a modern take on the single cut shape, and they have pretty much invented this shape. So it's really complicated for me to tell you more about that. It's you to determine which one you prefer, but a kind of less polished style with something a bit more modern because of these DXS and of the active pickups. When you have something like, I mean, DSP style, that's it. Very nicely done, very well made. Even though it's a bit more expensive, both guitars can easily be compared in terms of pleasure to play. I mean, I like to change sometimes, you know, go for active, I go for passive, go for brighter, I go for darker sounds, and I'm really happy that I have them both, because if I had to choose, really, I would have a big problem. I like the two of them. I would give a technical advantage to the Harley Benton because, again, of the hardware that's a little bit better than on the LTD. And maybe the pickups have more bite and more precision, but I like them too, you know. Stock pickups on the 429 euros guitar, and I'm not in a hurry with changing them. I mean, I like the sound they have, you know. So, two excellent guitars, but two very different profiles. It's more complicated when it comes to the SC Custom Plus, which is very close to this one. So the difference will be made in the quality of the sound, the quality of the hardware, and eventually maybe we can talk about the resale value, because I have read several things on different Facebook groups and something like people believing that when someone sells a Harley Benton used, he always tried to sell it for a higher price than what he has paid new, because maybe people don't know about the brand Harley Benton. Maybe people think that this guitar is worth 600 or 700 something. Okay, but it's really taking people for stupid fools, and that's not what I would do. So if you are honest, if you play the game honestly, the Harley Benton's resale value must be less good than the LTD. Especially, there's not so many LTD EC-256 on the used market. I think it's a guitar that a lot of people wish they had, and yeah, I understand why. So maybe the resale value will be better on this one than on this one, if you think about resale value. But for the rest, really, it's a matter of preference, it's a matter of taste. But whatever guitar you choose, you're gonna make a good choice anyway, because you have a very good guitar in your hands. Okay, so well, I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.